Okay, a quick video for myself, Harvey Goldman. No cuts, no edits, no filters, and no hair. So today's video is a very quick one about how to escape the 9 to 5 rat race in the UK, even if you're broke right now. So let's face it, not many people really love their job. I include myself in that. Literally, if anybody was to ask me why I go to work every day, it's not for the love of the game. It's not for the love of my employer, for the love of the work that I do there. It's because I've got bloody bills to pay. It's because if I don't go to work, I can't pay my council tax. I can't pay my mortgage. I'll lose my house. I can't maintain my car. Can't drive myself to gigs. Everything has a knock-on effect. So I don't know many people out there that actually love their jobs. Now, if you hate your job, or at least if you're indifferent about your job and you feel stuck, there is a realistic route out of this grind, even if you're starting with nothing. So one of the main things to do is to basically get brutally honest with yourself about your income versus your expenses. And I did this at the very start of my YouTube journey. I made a spreadsheet of everything I had coming in, went through my bank accounts, my PayPal, any other sort of accounts that money goes out of, and made an account of everything going out and then paired them off. And I monitored this for about 3 weeks religiously. And the results were horrifying. I ended up cutting a load of expenses, trying to make a load of savings. It forced me to act and be a bit smarter. What it did make me do is to build a survival budget and a freedom budget. So these are basically different pots of income that I now put money into. So ideally, and this is just one man's opinion, but ideally I think that you need a side pot of about 3 to 6 months expenses and living costs in order to safely quit your job. So it'd be unwise, for example, to quit if you just had a month's wages. That's not going to get you very far at all. But I think 6 months is probably the better option. And for most people, if you think about it, let's just say, for argument's sake, you're on £2,500 a month. Well, in fact, make it easy on my brain. Let's just say you're on £2,000 a month. So if you've got 6 months' wages, you need just over 12 grand. So 12 grand is the magic number that you should have in order to quit your job. So then you need to find a leverage skill. Now, this is basically something that you can do that solves a problem. It might be writing. It might be something creative using Adobe. It might be design work. It might be editing. It might be that you're good at organizing things, whatever. But find your leverage skill. And a leverage skill doesn't have to be an office-based skill or a clerical type skill. Those are just the skills that I reference because that's the type of work that I do. It could be something in blue collar equally. You need to use resources like Google. Google, for example, for myself, there's a thing called Google Skill Shop where you can get a Google certificate in Google Ads to prove that you can actually do the setup and the maintenance and the running of a Google ad campaign. People look for this. It's invaluable and it's free. There's also OpenLearn, there's jobhelp.gov, which is the official government one. But these are ways that you can basically use the resource to get an accreditation or a certification that can help you. Build a side hustle. The realistic ones for myself, obviously, were things like freelance work, things like admin, things like web design, but there are loads. You've got things like dog walking, tutoring, flipping products on Facebook Marketplace, retail arbitrage on eBay and Amazon, or maybe, like I said before, the trades, plumber, builder, carpenter, lecky, all sought after, all needed. Another major step is obviously to try and cut lifestyle inflation. So that's a big one because one thing that I've noticed is that as your income goes up, your lifestyle goes up with it, and it's very hard to separate the two. You can do it, but it does take conscious effort. So you need to live frugally whilst building wealth, and that's essential. So no new car, no new subscriptions, no fluff in your life. And that will enable you to take advantage of that fresh realised income. You need to monetize online resources if you can. Things like YouTube, things like TikTok, Fiverr, Etsy. There are British sellers that do really well with niche products and services on these platforms, not just using them for clout or for likes or for social validation, using them to actually make an income. And then obviously you need to set a timeline for this. So ideally, something like month 1 to 3 is a combination of learning and earning. And your earnings are going to be probably very low. You might only make £100 to £500 a month, but you're mitigating against the expenditure of all of your safety pot, which you built up in the first step of the process. Month 3 to 6, 3 to 6 is going to be building that pipeline, getting recurring work, recurring clients, people that are paying you on account each month for services. So you're getting that kind of backing, if you like. Month 6 to 12 is, I guess, deciding whether to scale up or to finally exit your job. Now, ideally, that would happen in month 6 because that's the income safety net that you'd allocated yourself, 3 to 6 months. It could take a bit longer, so you might want to do 6 to 12 months of safety net, but that's a huge amount of money to put back. £24,000 is no small amount to save. But the takeaway is that you don't need to be rich to escape the rat race. You just need a plan. You need to be consistent. And you need to have a little bit of courage. A lot of people, they stay stuck in their 9 to 5 jobs, in their rat race, because they're afraid, because they're thoroughly in their comfort zone. You're in that inner sanctum where you go to work, you do your sucky 9 to 5 job that pays you just over £2,000 a month, which is just enough to cover life's bills, maybe, if you don't live or do anything meaningful with your life. If you just come in from work, plonk yourself in front of the telly, go to sleep, and then go back to work again without doing anything else, and that's your existence, then this is probably the video for you. But there is a way out. It just means jumping out of that comfort zone, jumping out of the safe place that you've probably been stuck in for a very long time, and wanting to change. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I haven't for, it'll be 13 years in July this year. And I've not touched any alcohol, any cigarettes ever. I just literally quit and that was it. But the process of me getting to that point, it took about 3 years of attempts to try and quit, to actually get to the point where I woke up one morning, coughing my lungs up with a nasty hangover, looked in the mirror, and I decided that I hated what I saw so much that I was just going to quit there and then, and that was it. There was no turning back. And a little fact for you, that's what this horrible thing's for. This little chin thing there, that's my reminder to myself to never drink or smoke again. Because every day when I wake up in the morning and I'm shaving in the mirror and I have to avoid that little thing so that I don't swipe it away with a bic, that's the reminder. Don't smoke today, don't drink today, don't be a knobhead. And that is my little reminder to myself every single day never to do it. So that's the process that got me to stop drinking and stop smoking. I tried and tried and tried, kept failing, and then just woke up and thought, that's it, done, I'm done. And it's the same mentality that you'll probably need to quit your job and to build your own business, or to at least build a side hustle that will one day enable you to quit your job. You need to hate your income. You need to hate your standard of living. Look around you. Do you hate the stuff in your house? Do you hate the fact that you can't go on holiday this year because your wages suck, because the government are taking it all off you, or because prices are going up and you now can't afford your one holiday a year? Then make the change. Click your fingers, make the change, make it happen. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Really interested to find out what perspective on this is. Have any of you had to quit anything that was really difficult? It may have been alcohol, maybe it was drugs, maybe it was smoking, maybe it was other bad habits, maybe you gambled, maybe you had to quit bad spending habits. Have you come out of the other side of it a better person with a better bank balance and better prospects? Be really good to find out. YouTube's going to put another video there. You might like it, you might not. And yeah, another video tomorrow. Like, follow, subscribe. Goldman, peace out.